And there are a lot in Red Larch where we left our adventurers. So, let's see. Last session, you left Red Larch with the now renowned Grund by your side to go fetch. Hopefully Josh comes back. I just sent him a message. I'll keep an eye out if he responds. But if not, we'll just have to truck on without our sleazy gambler. So you set off from Red Larch, looking for Edsel Colton's lost boar, who had been stolen by some bandits. With Grund, you found the bandits and easily dispatched them. They did. Sabelin definitely took some hits, and Grund, for some reason, all the arrows were attracted to Grund.
And he also let out an amazing talent.
He did. You saw one of his
defense mechanisms.
Yeah.
His secret ability.
His pickle gas.
Truly blessed by the gods.
It was quite deadly.
That really, did not sit well with you guys.
Not with our stomachs, for sure.
Susan, the boar, had been killed, but you
wasn't that
got
bad.
the wagon and pushed it back. Yeah, you got to taste a little bit of the boar. You pushed the wagon back after defeating the bandits. This whole thing took you about 2 days. And you came back, turned the wagon to Constable Harburg, who told you of a... Okay, sounds like he's coming. Harburg told you of a zombie attack that had happened the day before, and showed you a zombie that he had captured in his cell, and was hoping to show to the public to make them aware of this danger. I think it was Sabelin who dispatched the zombie, unable to stand its undead presence. You moved on from Harburg's and went to rest again at the Swinging Sword Inn. From there, the next morning, you went and visited the Tarnlars, who made some fancy clothes that Artem purchased a few of. There you talked to the children, who told you of a ghost they had seen in a tomb not far outside of town. The parents also at Artemis's inquiries gave him some ideas of who might be purchasing fine jewelry. From there, you went to the baker, Mangobar Lauren, and inquired there further about the tomb and the ghost, which he thought was just goblins. He said he had seen a goblin wandering out of the tomb, and thought that the ghost was probably just a fantasy the kids had made up. So then you left the baker, and that's where you are now. So, what would you like to do?
I think we should investigate the ghost. It might just be goblins, but if it is an actual ghost, then there might be a necromancer messing with raising dead, which might be tied to the zombie attack before. So, best, like, if it turns out it's not ghost, we've at least cleared out some goblins. If it is ghost, we might have cleared out a larger threat.
Didn't we have a meeting we were supposed to go to?
I believe that it's still 5 days from now, if I'm correct.
Yes, you do know that the delegation from Mirabar was going to come about a 10-day from when you originally started the journey, and that would be Tarsak the 21st, and today is Tarsak the 16th. So you do have about 5 days until the delegation is expected to return, or expected to come through Red Larch.
And I definitely do not want to miss that delegation. Mirabar is very close to my homeland that I want to hear if there's been any news about what happened up there.
And let's kill some goblins.
And hopefully something more dangerous. But goblins are worth cleaning up also.
We're going to fight. If possibility ghosts, we might want to look into grabbing some tools for them.
I have fire.
I have my sword.
There's a temple nearby. We could always grab some holy water.
We could.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I kind of think we're tending towards goblins, just because the children. If it was a ghost, probably one of the children would have been had. Wouldn't have made it out of there.
That is a good point.
Allergies.
Alright then.
Here, have a tissue, darling.
Are you allergic to pickles?
Dandelions.
You poor thing.
Well, let's go to the temple.
Oh, we're just gonna go investigate, I thought.
It might not actually be ghosts.
Where's our leader, Groon?
He has left us to go back to the paling life.
How far away is the tomb? I say we just go ahead and go investigate, and if we need to come back for reinforcements, then if it's not too far, we can do that if need be.
The good baker said it was north.
I say we make a decision.
North 4 miles.
I think that's a good idea. It's funny when you said that, I had an image of playing an online game and running for your life because you got in over your head and hoping the city guards will help you kill whatever it was you picked a fight with.
Yeah, 5 miles isn't that far. I say we go ahead and just scout it out and see what we find.
2.
All right.
Hey, I agree. Let's do it.
Okay.
On the
So you guys are leaving straight away.
Artemis is a
the-
little more quieter than usual.
He's still
Quite a bit
passed out
so.
from the previous night.
Yeah. He drank a little bit last night and is just kind of sitting in the back, rubbing his eyes. And just following along.
To the temple, or whatever that is.
To the
So you're
temple.
going to go to the temple first,
Alright.
and then
I don't know. What are we doing?
Sure, let's hit the temple first and see if we can get some holy water to take with us, and then let's go straight to that tomb.
okay.
Good
So you
morning,
walk down-
Artemis, darling.
Yeah, it is still morning. So you walk down the street and into the temple. It's a grand stone, large, looks like a mansion almost. There's 2 wooden doors painted with the symbols of many different gods, some of which you recognize. They're open and you walk right inside. And inside it's very plain. There's really not much adornment, but a stone altar in the middle of the room. And a few people are walking about. saying their prayers. It's pretty empty. But you can see up towards the front there is a man wearing kind of elegant robes, and then a woman also looking a little more put together than the average Red Larcher. And they're kind of answering questions and helping, going around and just kind of giving words of consolation and advice to those who are inside the temple.
So there's like a priest guy.
Yeah, there's like a priest and a priestess that you see walking around.
Let's go.
Alright, as Sabellin goes forward and walks up to the priest and asks, "Hello, may I have just a moment of your time?"
Oh, sure, of course.
We have a reason to believe that there is the disquiet spirit near the town, and I was hoping to give us your blessing and maybe a little bit of sacred water in case we can put that spirit to rest.
He nods kind of knowingly and says, "Oh yes, I've heard of the dangers lurking. I wish I could go and fight them myself." And
Why don't you?
Sablin, make a religion check.
Alrighty.
Did we just find our next drone?
So you recognize his symbol as the symbol of Tempest, the god of war. And he says, "I would be happy to give you a flask of holy water on your journey."
Why don't you come join us? Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh no, that is not my place. I offer you my support and my blessing. The blessing of Tempest. But that's all I can do.
It's much appreciated, good father.
I love your voice. Where are you from?
I'm from Thay, technically speaking.
Oh, you've traveled a long way.
Unfortunately, yes.
Fortunately, yes.
Glass half full, half empty. Depends on how you look at it.
I suppose so.
Fortunate to be
Well,
here.
I'm glad you see it that way. Well, here you are. He grabs a flask and he has like a couple on his belt, and he just dips it into this basin near the altar full of water and hands it to you. And says, "I wish you luck. May the
What happens if I
blessing
touch
of
that?
Tempest be with you."
Nothing, good sir.
Just be delicate.
Don't touch it, darling.
It might have a little bit of a taste, and a little bit of an aftertaste if you wanted to drink it.
Nah, I don't think so.
Got some leftover whenever we're done with the ghost.
Yeah.
Well, let's go get it.
Onward! I walk out the door.
And Sabellin follows.
Indeed.
Great. Okay, so you leave the All Faiths Shrine and head out of town on the larch path where Mangobar Lauren had given you, the baker had given you directions. You travel, let's see, it's 4 miles I'm sorry, I'm just looking up the speeds. Okay, so you get there in an hour. You don't need to make a roll or anything. It's like just outside of town. You are walking, and it's still like mid-morning. It's still early in the day. Go to the Valley map. And so you go just outside of town along the large path, and kind of divert off of the path and the directions that he had given you. And it's pretty easy to find this little cave with the... So you walk up, and there's a little cave mouth with grand ornate stone doors.
Now that's something you don't see every day.
And you see...
I'd like to take a good look at them before he tries to move them. Make sure there's nothing weird about them.
So, there's just two doors. You see that there's like some faded, chiseled marks on the door. You can make an investigation check to try and see. So yeah, you see that it was a name on the door, but you can't make out the name. You can't quite get every letter, but you can kind of tell that this is indeed a tomb, and the name of its resident has withered away, or faded away, I should say. But the door is slightly ajar. Not quite enough that any of you could squeeze through, but maybe large enough for a small child.
Okay.
I bet I can squeeze through that.
Definitely.
I mean, if Pelus can squeeze through, then I think we all can squeeze through.
If not, he could just, open it.
Yeah, I'm pushing. Unless anyone's stopping me or there's someone wants to do something else.
No, I'm just standing back at this point going, oh, there's a good chance there might be a ghost in there. This is a crypt.
I'm gonna help him open that door. Get two bodies in there.
Did roll something? Athletics.
Real
Maybe?
quick, before we continue. Josh, are you here? So you're in the chat now?
Wait, I heard something.
It was just
Yeah,
really quiet.
I heard his voice is very faint.
I think
there,
his
Josh?
mic's not working.
Nope.
I think you would have typed something by now.
No, he's saying stuff. I can
Yeah, it's
barely
green,
make out
but there's
something.
no audio.
scream at us, Josh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're really quiet.
It sounds like a mouse. Oh
That
my
was
god.
pretty. I
That's
wasn't hearing
hilarious.
anything, and then that scream, that was pretty good.
It's like a tiny scream.
Yeah, damn, that sucks. Well, hopefully you can figure that
Trying
out.
to disconnect and reconnect is the quickest sometimes.
Check if it's the
Yeah.
right or wrong mic.
You go into your
Are you sure your
Settings.
computer's plugged in?
check your output.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
I tried dusting it.
You just try blowing on it.
Alt F4 helps too.
Don't alt F4.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't end the call. Actually, that's the fun thing.
Huh.
Okay, well,
He'll be back.
He alted F4.
well, we'll just continue while he's figuring it out.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll get in here. So let's see, where did I leave off? So you were walking through the door. That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the door.
So you push the door open.
Do you have to
Pull
make a
loosely.
roll? or no?
Leading the way. No, it's easy enough.
Okay.
For a grown person. You push the door open, and as you do, something's knocked off the top of the door that was cracked, and a loud bang resounds through the tomb and outside as like a can is knocked off of the top of it.
Does it land on my head?
Oh,
Is it like a
shit.
practical joke or what?
That's what I was looking for.
Is there water in there?
It's
Or-
probably an alarm.
It's blood. Pig's blood.
Let me,
I don't think they're carrying you, man.
it hits your shoulder. It hits your shoulder and then knocks down and clangs around.
I
Doesn't really hurt,
immediately,
it's just a small.
I immediately attack it with my axe.
Make an attack roll. Yeah, you hit it. You hit the can.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
that is there. There's no can anymore.
Oh,
Oh, it's just a bucket.
Calm down,
well,
darling.
it was a bucket.
It was a bucket.
Ah,
We
Oh.
can hear him now.
Welcome
I
back,
was smoking.
Artemis.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My mic was off. Yeah, that was the way.
Oh, no problem. So we've left town and are investigating the tomb that you had heard rumors of last session. That the
Gotcha.
where the kids had seen the ghost and the goblin, and the baker had seen the goblin. So you've now just found the door, which had a faded name engraved in it, and Palouse pushed the stone door open, and a can fell down and kind of made a loud clang as it hit the ground.
Hmm.
and then I attacked it and destroyed
And he attacked
Gotcha.
it and destroyed the can. And that's where we are.
Gotcha.
And also on
So
the
we're
way
going
up
into
here,
the
we
dungeon
stopped and got
with
some.
ghosts and goblins,
And we
possibly
also,
of the supernature.
we also got a flask of holy water just in case.
Roger.
Yes, that's right. You do have holy water.
And I had this sore throat. I feel better now.
Is that Agony's new voice?
It's their new voice.
I like it.
A little Russian.
Okay, so we look inside, or what do
Do
we
you see
see?
any ghosts?
Yeah, so sorry, you look inside and it's actually really dark in here. The way that the light shines like through the cave opening doesn't quite hit the door. So it's very dim light as you gaze, but you have dark vision, Palouse. So you see that there's just a passage heading down deeper into the hill, and it's like 10 foot high by 10 foot wide, and it's about 30 feet long, and then it opens into a large room, and in the center there seems to be a stone block table.
It's a passage. Are we going in?
I say we go in.
Lead the way.
Alright,
I'll take up the rear.
Alright, Sable goes ahead and marches forward and inspects that stone table. Want to make an investigation roll, or?
So this is the table.
Yeah.
Is everybody else coming into the tomb?
I will be
Yes.
at the back of the group, the last to enter.
Oh, okay, then I'll be second to last standing.
Okay, that was John. You're in the back.
Yes.
I'll be behind Palouse.
Oh, I'll be third last to enter.
Palouse is slowly getting pushed. Slowly getting pushed to the front.
I'm in front of Palouse.
Palouse is like slowly
In
walking
the interest of Palouse being in the back, I will step in front of Palouse. I'm convinced there's no such thing as ghosts, and goblins aren't nothing to worry about.
I've had
And
one.
Hallandor, are you going?
I've had
in
a
as well?
run-in with a ghost before, and they're not that much fun.
I'm sure it was.
They're not
Zombies,
really
yes. Ghosts,
threatening
no.
themselves, but they kind of take people over.
Yeah, necromancy forms itself in all manner of.
I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I don't know your five gold piece words there.
But you look like it. Silver spoon, that is.
I wasn't born with it. I earned all this, or rather, I gambled into it.
Okay, so everybody kind of walks into the tomb, Sabelin leading the way. And you walk up to the table. You see there's stains and all kind of markings along the top that kind of suggest that there were once a bunch of rusted objects that used to be on this that have since been removed. In the middle of the wall to the right of you, there's a closed and large rusty door that seems to be rusted shut.
You want me to knock that down?
Do you think some fire would help?
I would like to investigate it trapped before you knock it down.
That is true.
Okay, yeah, roll an investigation check.
There are no traps here. Go ahead
It's
and
just-
knock it down, and I take 10 steps back.
It's just a really rusty door.
Take 10 steps back.
Is there like a
Oh,
lock
knock
on
down.
it? Is there a lock or anything?
There's like a little handle where you can pull it open, but there's no lock.
Okay, I try to do that first before I just smash
All right.
everything.
You try and pull it open. So, make a strength check.
Try not
okay.
to break it,
Just
darling.
strength.
Yeah, just straight up strength check. So you go and you yank it, and it pulls open. But as it does, like right as you touch it, even, you notice a form emerge from the door. And then it's the ethereal looking form that emerges and sits
I look
before
at
you.
Artemis and go, Ghost.
Optical illusion, incredibly elaborate. Look at the elaborate measures they've taken.
And it's like it looks like a knight. It's like a armored. Its legs kind of disappear into nothingness, but its upper body is like adorned like a soldier, specifically some kind of noble soldier. And he says, "Who goes here?"
Mister, have mercy.
I look at Paylus and go, okay, Paylus, rip its mask off. We will find out who's behind this.
Old man Jenkins.
Professor Hyde White. We're practically there. We've got a Daphne. We've got a Fred. We've got a.
I'm pretty sure I'm a Shaggy.
So he says, "You leave my master's tomb at once, you trespassers, or I will take care of you."
Well, if you're offering to take care of us,
In a bad way. In a bad way. He clarifies.
How close is he to us?
Right in front of you. I mean,
He's in the door.
you know what? Let me. I got a map to this, so let me bring you to the map.
Huh.
If I'm close enough, I would like to, pass my hand through him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
Don't do it.
So there
Oh
we
yeah,
are.
he'll
Y'all see
love that.
yourselves?
Yeah.
Touch the button.
So you can, well, I haven't made him visible. Let me do that. And you can arrange yourselves however you like in this room. Some of you, it's pitch black in this room. So some
Well,
of you,
I probably opened the doors, so it's probably closed, right? Is this the door?
yeah, I guess it would be kind of dim light in there. Let me just give you light. Screw it.
Screw it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you are. Now you see yourselves.
We pardon the intrusion, good sir. We came here investigating some cries from children about ghosts.
Well, what's it to you? I'm a ghost. I'm doing my job, and you better get out of here now.
Are you a good ghost?
This isn't time for an interrogation of me. What are you doing here?
Sabellin,
Go ahead.
Sabellin pipes in. Do you have anything to do with the zombies that attacked the town of Red Larch?
No. Zombies?
Or at
I
least
just-
know anything about it?
I know
Where are the goblins?
I know nothing of zombies, though I have seen goblins. They raided this antechamber and tried to get into my master's tomb, but I scared them away. As I am like to do with you if you don't leave soon.
Would you like us to get back the object stolen from here?
Sure. I don't really care. To be
Who
honest,
is your master?
I'm my master.
Of who this tomb is?
So Sir Rollo Mapleton.
Are you a
The
bodyguard?
Bound Knight. I've been interred here for all time to guard his tomb from any intruders. Like yourselves, he said, and glares around.
Who would want to mess with his body?
Well,
Goblins, apparently.
How is nobody
Well,
from the
they
town
couldn't
known
get
here?
there. They only got through here.
Sabellin asks, "Are you bound here willingly?"
sure. I don't really understand that word.
Why would you consent to having your spirit chained here?
Sir Rollo was a valiant knight, and it was my duty to follow my orders and
But
Keep
that
going.
was life. You're dead now.
well, all the easier to watch a door then, isn't it?
I ask him, "Are you at peace?"
I was until you came and tried and opened this door.
Hmm.
Well, I guess there's no turmoil here, or goblins, or zombies, and obviously...
Why are you protecting his body?
And then I walk up to Artemis and nudge him and go, "Ghost!" And he doesn't argue back.
Says, well, if you kindly will leave me alone. You seem to not be here to raid my master's tomb.
Is it worth
So-
raiding?
He just kind of shoots you a glare.
Sabellin pipes up again. "Is there anything we can do to convince you to pass on to the next life?"
No. Clearly, I'm still needed here. With tomb raiders like yourselves.
We are not.
Well, how about this? If we took those things off your hands, would you be needed to guard it anymore?
That's not how this works.
That's a good logic right there.
If you take things from this tomb, my soul is damned for eternity.
Well, there you
But
have it.
wouldn't be sitting and staring at a door for all eternity be another form of damnation?
Well, I mean, I just kind of zone out. It's really not that bad.
Do you know Groon?
Okay, so Bellin reaches into his bag and pulls out one of Groon's famous pickles. And I say to the ghost, do you not miss the joys of life they can enjoy again in the next one? And I take a bite out of that pickle.
Make a persuasion check. He says, "Yes, of course I miss the pleasures of life, but those pleasures left me long ago, and I have duty here and purpose."
What if we told you we could get you that life back again? All you'd have to do is be willing to pass on from this point.
Oh, just
I really-
respect the man.
I really don't think that's how it works.
How would you know you're dead?
What are we even doing here?
Trying to get some stuff out of a tomb, apparently.
I mean, Felix has a
That's
good
what you're
point.
trying to do.
This ghost
Well-
isn't going to be Malvin in any way. I mean, best can do is just make sure that kids in the town know to not come here and...
Can we
What?
Hey, Mr. Ghost, if more children show up here, are you gonna, like, scare them off? Or can you, like, read them a story and, juggle or do something, entertaining?
Well, I don't know. I mean, as long as they don't come in the door, I suppose. I don't really notice until someone touches the door, and then I'm alerted to their presence. So as long as no one touches the door, I can just sleep. And that's great. I love sleep.
I'm confused.
He's a
Are we your
not a
first
jester.
visitors?
No. Goblins. There have been goblins in and out of here. Very
Who
What about
created
human
this
children?
Who, I don't know. I assume that they were some priests of Helm. Sir Rollo Mapleton was a paladin of Helm.
Can I do a history check to see if I recognize the name? Sir
Sure.
Rollo.
Yeah, for sure.
I ask him, if we were to find a descendant of Rollo and have them pardon you of your service, would you pass on then?
Sure. I suppose if there were a descendant of Sir Rollo that was interested in claiming his bounty,
Heritage?
What did I get as a 16?
Bounty!
his heritage.
Or,
Uh,
or dismissing his guardian?
So for 16 history check, you wouldn't have heard of him. You wouldn't have heard of him. Knowing like your personal backstory and history, you figure that he's just like some small fry figure.
Could I
in-
guess what race
the
he
desert.
was?
Sure, yeah, you would guess that he was a human. And you would assume that he was just like another one of those heroes who, slayed orcs and was like a do-gooder in the Desert Valley.
I
Um,
would
it's-
stand up and go, He was my ancestor. My mother was a human, and he was her great-great-great-grandfather.
Make a deception check.
Oh my jeez.
Hey!
Shit.
Hello!
The specter, kind of the ghost, looks at you quizzically and says, "Really? Why
There are
didn't
many
you
great
say
evils
so?"
in this world I must stand up against.
Huh.
You thought it was just pertinent to say this now.
Well, the name didn't click right away, right? When I first heard you say it, I thought you were saying Sir Rollo. No.
No, I was saying just Sir Rollo Mapleton.
See, there was a mistranslation. I think you were a little still groggy from your sleep.
Well. This is very...
When was the last time you had a
Stern.
conversation with someone?
Well, not one this long in a while. It's usually pretty one-sided. I say get out, and then they leave. But
I would love to take up my ancestors' cause and fight back against the evils of this world.
okay, well, you've really put me in quite a pickle. I suppose
Then
suppose
you
you
could
could
pass
go
on and have an eternity not staring at a door.
here's what I'll let you do. Here's where I will let you go in. You can claim your inheritance, but do not disturb the tomb. If you disturb the tomb, I will kill you.
Do not
But you
just
can
touch dead bodies lying around.
But I don't see why.
Never dishonor my ancestor like that.
I
do
did-
not
That
think
is
so.
fair.
I don't see why the descendant of Sir Rollo Mapleton should not receive his inheritance. So, fair enough. Fair enough. Come forth. Just you, though. All the other of you stay back. You still have a job to do. So,
I walk up next to him and I bow and I say, I thank you for your service to our family.
oh, he's like very pleased by you saying that. He goes, "Oh, well, it is my honor." So, yeah, you walk in and there's a chest sitting at the foot of a large stone tomb.
I open the chest.
You open the chest, and within you find a necklace. It's like a gold chain and locket, and when you open it, there's a portrait of a lovely half-elf female etched inside the gold.
All of a sudden a tear rolls down my eye. Never knew my great-great-grandmother was so beautiful.
Sabellan's buying it too. He's fully buying the story.
We all
This is
do.
so beautiful.
A little tear from my eye.
You also find a couple rings, two rings of braided silver and electrum that you think might be worth a pretty penny. And you also find a scroll. And you look at it and it has some kind of like runes on it. You're not sure what it is. You could make a I guess just an intelligence check, perhaps. As you can tell, this is definitely some kind of spell scroll. It has some spell written on it, and
at this point, I would just walk up to the crypt and lay down and start whispering some nonsense and, Sir Rollo, I thank you for all your great deeds to our family, and I will carry on our great and noble cause.
Oh, I am glad. I am glad that you have come and reclaimed this inheritance, and I hope that it stays in the Mapleton family for generations to come.
I thank you again for your service to our family, and may I ask your name?
Oh, my name. That's, Randall Broadway was my name. Once upon a time.
And I just smile and I go, thank you, Randy, forever thank you.
Oh, Randy, haha. Don't call me Randy.
You look Randy to me.
Hey, that's enough. That's enough. And he.
Randino, seriously, consider passing on. Your work is done.
I'm getting out of here.
Randino, that's not appropriate. And yeah, he like starts getting pissed off.
Stuck.
Good evening,
He's locked
sir.
us in.
Enjoy your rest some more. I hope you do pass on. Just walk out.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna look at the stuff I got and go, hey, nice ring, huh?
Thank you for your time, Randall.
So you see, it's a spell scroll of dispel magic. That's what it is.
Heyo.
As you look more closely at it, maybe show it to one of your friends. As you come out, actually set your guys. Don't totally leave the cave yet.
Okay, sorry.
Nope, you're good. Just stay behind the black little cave opening there.
Are you here?
Like here?
Inside the door, darling.
Because, yeah, inside the door. So yeah, right as you come out, make a perception check.
I am totally just staring at these rings, spell scroll.
Yeah, anybody
Why do
who's
we bring you along?
Oh,
Is it-
shit.
Yeah, not perceiving.
and give me like put yourselves in like a marching order. You can do it on the map.
See Artemis Ghost.
I've seen everything now.
Really?
Okay, so
Except a man eat his own head.
This can be arranged. There is a certain place called Tijuana.
okay, so as you start walking out the door, Palouse and Sabelin. Sabelin, you just barely catch a glimpse of some movement. But 4 arrows just come flying through the cave opening at the 2 of you.
Uh-oh.
You roll those.
From the outside or from the inside?
From the outside.
Okay,
They come from
just making sure.
It's the first 2 will be at Sabelin, and then the second 2 at Palouse.
I think they
So-
both hit me.
Yeah, so Palouse, you take 11 damage,
Fuck. That's a lot of damage.
and Sabelin, you take 3 damage.
Okay, attack the arrows now.
And you see in front of you a gang of goblins and a large ogreish looking creature standing behind them.
Oh dear.
And they say, they're coming out! Well, actually, does anyone speak Goblin?
No.
They're like muttering in Goblin. Can't quite understand. And now, why doesn't everybody roll initiative? And I will start some battle music.
Oh, blasted little pests.
Damn it, I didn't click it, so I have to redo it and type it in manually. I got a nat 20
That's
on
okay.
it.
You can
Yeah.
you can re-roll it and then change it yourself in the. You can take your first roll, for sure. Okay, so let me just put these guys on there. Okay.
So Pelus, how bad do you look after getting hit by that, like that?
I'm like half HP, but you know, I don't care.
This is
Hey,
the
Liz.
most epic goblin fight in my life.
All right, so let's see. Let me put these numbers in. How do we quicker at this? All right. All right. Well, it's going to be John first.
I will run back here, around the corner, bonus action, hide, and yell at the ghost, "They're attacking us! They're attacking us!"
Right?
The ghost has already disappeared. You do not see,
Oh.
Fucking
And-
Randy.
and the door is closed. The door that was opened is closed. That rusted door.
Fucking Randy.
Damn it, Randy.
So I just go around
Getting
the
some
corner, bonus
poo-tang.
action, hide.
Okay. All right, so you go hide. Perfect. All right. So then the goblins again just knock arrows and shoot again at Pelus and Sablin. So the first two are for Pelus, the second two for Sablin.
Whew.
Oof.
And they're just like, now that you've noticed them, they kind of get scared and they're backing away a little bit. And they just fire wildly into the cave. Yeah, and these ones are going to kind of back up. Okay. That's their turn. Artemis.
Okay, so stop me if you've heard this one before. But I'm gonna cast Hex on the big guy, the ogre-like
Okay.
thing. Hex gonna give it to you, and let's see here. Eldritch Blast, I guess.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you see it.
Luck point.
Oh,
Luck points for days.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh.
Much better.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit him.
Sweet. I should hope so.
Yeah, you're still a level 2.
Okay,
All
so 14.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he takes a nice big necrotic blast.
the dogs, they're coming after us.
And what are you with Hex? You give them disadvantage on one of their checks, is that right?
He picks a stat, and any skill check for where that stat is at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's right. Just the skill. So let's do strength.
Yo,
Okay.
2% wisdom, because then they can't find me.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Let's do strength.
All right. So he has disadvantage on strength checks. Okay. So that's anything else you wanted to do?
Let's see here. I run away.
Okay. All right, Agony, your turn.
I will cast Sleep
Whoa.
from this square.
Don't knock out Pelus.
Roll.
So it's a.
So
And how big is
24.
the
It's 20 foot,
20
I
foot?
guess,
So
radius.
you're getting everyone but the blue goblin. Can you even see the blue goblin?
No.
Not.
I know.
Um.
Well, let me like just. see
Spider-Man's
here.
less well-known archenemy.
Hey, you cheating!
Metagaming!
Metagame! Metagame!
Yeah.
Get in
All
here!
right. So
Leave!
20 from that square. Is it 20-foot radius,
I assume so.
or is it
doesn't
20-foot
say.
square?
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose
Okay,
within range.
perfect,
So
yeah,
I
so
guess
that's
it's
everyone.
radius.
Yeah, that's all of them. Okay.
Spells.
So 24.
Magic.
All right, let me just look at their HP real quick. All right, so 24. So, you see the two goblins on either side of the. You recognize it as a half ogre. You see the two goblins on either side of it just fall down to the ground, asleep.
Night, night, darlings. And that'll be my turn.
Did the music
Okay.
stop, by the way?
It did.
Yeah.
Did it stop? All right. I'll
Put
fix
that shit on repeat.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring it back. Roll it back.
Yeah,
Roll
yeah.
it back. Play that funky shit.
Okay, I'll just sing the music. How was that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. All right. So Sablin, your turn.
Siblin turns to Pelus and he puts a hand on his shoulder and tells him, "Don't worry, it's gonna be alright." And I burn my lay on hands, which heals him for 10.
All right. Loose heals for 10.
Woo!
And I go ahead and just charge forward into the cave entrance. And I just feel this resolve and just desire to not let them through gonna fill me. And as a bonus action, Shield of Faith is cast. He doesn't know he's casting it, but that's just being
Okay.
cast.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Which increases
Yeah,
my
so
AC to 20.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so he's you just kind of like gather yourself and you feel this like warmth come over you and you start to like shimmer a little bit, but you don't even notice as you're just looking with determination at the goblins.
I've got my shield raised and I'm blocking the cave entrance.
Great. All right. So Pelus, you are healed by Sablin, who then charges forward and begins to glow with radiant light as he blocks the entrance. What would you like to do?
I feel his healing come over me and my wounds sealing up from where the arrows had penetrated. And I go into a rage! And then I run past him. Should I jump over him? I don't know. Do I have to make a check for that if I jump over him?
Or
How
I
big is
can,
cave
That's
door?
I could duck down on my knees with my shield up so I can jump off my back.
You
Do something cool.
yeah, I'd say make a check. The DC will be very low for success. It's more to see how well you do it.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, so you do it.
Hey.
You like just leap over him in no problem, super smooth, and land in front.
And I just attack the big one. I'm
All
going
right.
in. Ah! Holy!
Yeah, that's gonna hit him.
Get him, Scoob.
Aw. That's not
Alright.
good.
Those ones.
That's a
Both ones, yeah, jeez.
Woo! Yeah, you get a 20, you get 2 ones. That's how.
All right. Well, still with that blow, he looks rough. Like between that and the other hit he took, he's already looking not great.
And then that's it. And my turn.
Okay. So the half ogre just growls and says, "That hurt," and takes. He's got a battle axe, and he's holding it with both hands, and he takes a big swing at you, Palouse. So it's 16 to hit, does 11 damage, reduced to 5.
5, okay. Ah, the blood.
Ugh. Fall down, little man, little doggy.
I'm a hyena. I'm a gnoll.
All right, that's it for his turn. Hallandor.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to... Can I shoot past them?
Yeah. Yeah, you could shoot.
On the big guy.
On the big guy, a 12 just hits. Kind of pokes through his hide armor. Does 6 damage. All right, he's still up, but as he takes the arrow, he kind of slumps down a little. Goes, "Oh, I just wanted some treasure."
I tell Sebulin that we got ghosts and goblins.
super ghosts and goblins.
Isn't that
All
a
right.
thing? That's a thing.
Yeah, it's
What's
Yeah,
that a
it's a
reference
game.
to? Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's Hallandor. Was there anything else you wanted to do, Hallandor?
No, not this round.
Okay. So the goblin standing next to Palouse, who looks a little different from all the others, has a little bit heavier armor on. Turns toward Palouse with his scimitar and makes 2 swings at him. So
Yeah,
it looks
they
like
both hit.
those will both hit. So that's 3 damage and 2 damage, so 5 damage
He's okay. I'm okay, guys.
with your rage. And he goes, "Ah! Die, doggy, die!"
I'm not a dog!
Technically speaking, he is correct.
And now that's the John. Start round 2.
Would I be coming out of this corner be considered hidden from the half ogre? From my 15 last round?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So a 19 to hit.
Yep. That is gonna hit.
13 damage.
All right. And you shot him with your short bow. So
Yep.
you just peek around the corner, loose your short bow. The arrow hits him right between the eyes. And he falls, and he slumps down to the ground, nearly collapsing on top of Palouse. And he falls down dead.
And then I'll just run up to here. And you know what, move a little bit here. Dash is a bonus action.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. So the goblins, at seeing the half ogre slain, they all kind of start yelling like, "Oh no! Oh no! Moogra! Moogra! They've done away with Moogra!" And they say they must die. And as I say this, I remember it's actually only one goblin who's saying this because the other 3 are all asleep. So the one goblin with the red dot is screaming this, and he says, "You will die!" And he runs up and
Kill you!
I kill you!
and he swings at Palouse and hits
Yeah,
him,
he hits.
and that does 3 damage.
I'm okay.
That is the
Palouse
bravest
is
goblin.
just taking. Palouse is just taking so many hits.
The blood is just
Employee-
dripping.
Employee of the month there, everybody.
Now, Artemis, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna probably move up next to Agony. There we go, so I can actually see things. Okay, I can see some things. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Big guy's down. People are asleep. Oh, okay, I can see the boss or the goblin boss. And he's not been put to sleep, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, right, because he just whacked somebody.
Yeah, there are
so I'm
little
gonna-
icons next to the ones.
that are asleep.
It's like my field of vision is such that I cannot see the corner of the token that would have the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, fair enough.
So I'm going to use my bonus action to move my hex off of Moogra, as he's being called, and I'll attach it to the goblin boss, and I'll go ahead and give him a good old Eldritch Blast here.
Okay.
There we go. For let's see how much. 8 damage.
All right, at the goblin boss. Great. So yeah, you hit him.
Okay, and that was my
staggers back.
yeah, that was my action, my bonus, my move. I'm tapped out.
All right. Then Agony, it's your turn. As you see Artemis run up next to you and fire off another blast
Nice
at the
shooting,
goblin
darling.
boss.
Thank you, honey.
Well, let's see if I can hit them. I'll move a little closer for vision. Now, if you all don't mind, duck. Or, you know, really do duck.
No, seriously, Doc. I don't these things.
So you gotta run up.
Saberlin. Saberlin's on fire.
Yeah. Roll a 1d4. Susan. 1 evens hit Hallandor. Odds hit Sablin.
Oh, brutal.
I love it.
All right. So she runs up and fires off one of the goblin boss, and it just hits Sablin right in the back of the head.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm just brushing the back of my head like, what's going on?
I was
So-
trying to see if you were alert. Just
See
making
the damage.
sure.
Yeah. So then roll damage.
Okay, oh shit.
10. Oh,
I don't think. Can it go to? Oh, it can. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be funny.
So Sablin, you take 5 fire damage from Agony's accidental fire bolt.
I'm so sorry, Saber.
I was trying. It's okay.
she's like, Duck, what? No.
I turn back and say what, and it just gets me in the face.
Yeah.
Your scales are gonna get a little bit blacker, slightly charred.
All right.
How about
Is that it?
a bonus action healing word?
Okay.
Okay. Is that
Sablin.
it's a Sablin?
Here, I can fix that.
Thank you. See here, it's a 6.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Sablin.
Alright. I charge out of the cave's mouth and I go right for that goblin boss. And I take out my longsword and I just go ahead and just try and just stab right at him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Alright. And I just feel this powerful force with my blow, which I will later realize is a Divine Smite. So did the dice on Divine Smite get doubled also with a crit?
See.
They do. They do.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm
Just
gonna
don't roll ones.
gonna roll the longsword, and then I don't have a crit thing set for Divine Sword, so I'm just gonna roll it twice.
Yep. Go ahead. All right. So I'm not even
That's-
gonna do the math. He's dead.
So this my sword it glows with the light. I'm looking at it because I don't know what it's doing, and it just burns him from the inside out.
Yeah. Yeah. So you stab your sword into him, and he kind of like glows for a second, and then just explodes with radiant energy, and like kind of spatters goblin bits all over the field.
And I'm just looking at my sword like I don't know what just happened.
Sablin, everybody. Two
That was a nice
seconds,
shot.
2 crits, 2 kills.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right, Palouse. With the half ogre in front of you dead, the goblin next to you explodes with radiant energy, and bits like kind of splash on your face a little bit. 3 goblins around you lay asleep, and then one who had just run up and stabbed you now kind of stands in front of you looking around nervous.
You think this is blood? This is blood! And then I attack him. I would like to use reckless attack, which means I gain advantage.
Yep. Go ahead.
11?
11 does not hit.
Fuck!
He just kind of dodges out of the way.
Damn it.
Bonus action bite.
I can't do that.
It's not a bonus.
Ah, bad.
It's a,
That's only like after you kill someone, right? Then you get a...
yeah, then I get a rampage.
Yeah. Okay, so...
I wish.
Anything else on your turn, Palouse?
No, I just... No.
Right. Hallandor.
I'm going to shoot him.
So Palouse swings and misses at the goblin. And then you
12.
shoot, and he just kind of raises his shield just in time and blocks the shot.
This thing has armor.
You guys think, how is this goblin?
Alive.
John
It's the
Rambo
Groot
goblins.
version of the goblins.
It's the brave little goblin.
So easy to kill the half ogre and the boss, but this goblin, man, he's hanging in there.
He's gonna escape level 20, come back to haunt us.
So, all right. So, anything else, Hallandor?
No, sir.
Okay, John.
I'm going to bonus action hide so that I can attack him from advantage. And
Okay,
then I'm
what-
going to go for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
kill.
So you're like hiding around the cave mouth.
I got a crit on the kill! Yay!
All
There are a lot of
right,
crits this round.
Yeah.
17!
Yep.
And ones.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Just the 9 would have done it, but you know, that extra stuff. So explain to me how your bow.
I
Yeah.
just kind of sneak it around the corner between Hallandor and the wall and just fire it. Like it was looking like it was actually coming from Hallandor.
Nice. So even Hallandor kind of looks around like, did I shoot a second arrow? And this
Yeah, where'd
goblin,
that come from?
goblin's just hitting the side of the head, and his body is pinned dangling in the air up against the corpse of the half ogre as he dangles by your arrow.
So what would you like to do with the other 3 on the ground?
Yeah, now we can leave initiative. So.
Unless we want to count them.
Well, we could tie them up.
Tie them up.
Yeah, we'll just
We could always just tie them up. Wake back up the ghost and then leave them in there.
They'll be asleep for another 40 seconds.
But yeah, we could take him in there, wake him up, close the door, seal it.
Not inside the tomb.
Yeah, we want him to have his rest.
Okay.
Like, if anything, I kind of want to block up the tomb entrance before we leave so he can, have a chance of just kind of not being disturbed anymore. But first, let's tie up these goblins.
And then I'll also go and look up at Agony and go, you can use magic, right?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Pull out the scroll, go, you might be able to use this. I don't think I'll be able to use this.
Well, the nature of scrolls, I think anybody can use them. Isn't that right?
I think the spell has to be on your spell list, I think.
Anyone
Yeah.
can use it with an Arcana check, but if it's on your spell list and you have the ability to cast at that level, you can just do it automatically.
Oh, okay.
I believe is the way it works.
Without using a slot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't-
Because you use that instead of a slot.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it uses
So,
up the scroll instead of the slot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a one-time use.
It's not an infinite
Yeah.
scroll.
So yeah, yeah, exactly. Maybe such things exist. You're not sure.
With classes like wizards, you can also copy spells you find in a scroll to your book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other use. For
Actually,
the wizard.
if Artemis plans on going a book of the Pact of the Tome, we
Don't
can
worry.
keep it for him, and then he can
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have no intention for that.
Okay.
I could
get
make
my
use
amp.
of it then.
Then I would give you the spell scroll, and then I'd have you look at these rings in the lock. Does this look magical to you at all?
I could detect magic if you can wait 10 minutes.
I think we're gonna be waiting here while we tie these guys up here anyway.
Then I will do that.
During that time, I will pull out some rope and start tying these 3 gentlemen up before they wake up.
Okay. And sleep lasts a minute. Is that right?
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, so you tie up the 3 goblins, 3 remaining goblins. Make a just a straight up dexterity check. See how tight your knot is. So you tie them up, and they are tied up with a rope, and they wake up, and they kind of see you all around them, and I was like, oh no, Mugra, you guys got Mugra.
I'm standing on top of Mugra, by the way, trying to use it, see if I can use his stomach as like a trampoline.
What are you doing to Mugra? And then they look over at the goblin boss, and they say, Girog, not Girog too.
Are they speaking in common now?
Yeah. Since I just said all that, yeah.
Because otherwise it would have just been yip 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 yip.
Alright, so Sibelin just turns to the one that's closest to him and just kneels down, gets in his face a bit, and asks him, "Is your camp nearby? Where is your chieftain?"
They say, Girog chieftain. And they point to the corpse of the goblin boss.
Oh, that's all sad.
And at that time, I'll be looking through his pockets.
You find just
Doing it more as a show of force to them.
yeah, you find like a half-eaten squirrel, and
I'll do an investigation too, just in case here.
Can I throw the squirrel to pay loose?
Yeah, you reach in and there's like a hole in his pants, and you accidentally touch his penis.
Oh well.
I'm just gonna take the squirrel and go, Payless, here you go.
I catch it in my mouth and just eat it one swallow.
Great. All right, so you guys kind of like are taunting these goblins and searching them, and they point you like further into the forest, and they say camp there. And Agony, you do not detect magic on the rings or the locket,
Okay.
but they do look just like really nice and like they'd be worth some good money.
Can I investigate too? Everything?
Yeah. So you're investigating, and same thing. Like you don't really find there's no valuables that you find on them, and you guys can take the time that you like thoroughly search. With 3 of you searching them, they're pretty like tattered clothes and stuff. They each have like a kind of worn shield and scimitar, and a short bow and some arrows.
Alright, so
Well,
we
the
confiscate all
arrows.
the weapons.
Yeah.
I'm taking the arrows for Juris, sure, just so I have spares.
Yeah. So I'll say each of them had 10 arrows on them, so there's 30 arrows total. And well, actually, I guess including I'll say 40 arrows total, including the goblins as well. And yeah, you don't find there's like nothing that you find valuable on these people. It's all just their weapons.
Well, unfortunately, John, your inheritance here is not magical. Now, we've heard that you goblins stole some from this tomb. Now, would that be true, darlings?
I'll look around sheepishly.
Well,
P-Rog likes shiny things.
I go, where did Kirog keep the shiny thing?
And one of them yells up and says, "We'll never tell."
Alright, I
And
look
no,
at
I want to pick up that one and put him right next to Payless and just go, okay, then he'll have dinner.
Alright, and Sablin picks up what's left of Gigog and is gonna point at the rest of them and points at all of us as, we're the chieftain now. Gigog is not chieftain, we're chieftain now.
So both of you who just did those make intimidation checks.
Duh.
Well,
can I?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I start eating their chieftain in front
Yeah.
of them?
The dead chieftain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This tastes good. You're next.
Are goblins humanoids?
Yes.
Excellent. Well then, I think I just picked this up. I'll just crack my knuckles, and I'll bend down next to one of the goblins. I'll put my arm around him, and I'll be like, "Listen, if you just tell us where the treasure is, I'm not gonna have to cast Charm Person on the little goblin." So I'm just like, "Listen, if you just tell us where the treasure is, okay. Here, let me level with you. What's your name?"
Zorp.
Okay, listen, Zorp.
No.
I'm gonna level with
Zorp.
you. I'm sorry, Gazor. Anyway, okay, listen, Gazor.
Thank you.
I point to Sablin. I point to Sablin. That's a dragon who just blew up one of your friends with a sword. Okay, points over to Palouse. That one's eating one of your guys. That guy over there, he's an elf. You know he's hardcore. Points over to Agony. That one probably sends souls to damnation. And points over to John. And that man, I assume, that man's dressed like a clown in the middle of the day. So when I tell,
Wave.
yeah. So let me assure you that these people are straight up crazy, and they will murder you. They are gonna kill you if you don't tell us where this money is.
All right, roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Okay. Let's see here.
As like the entire like crazy party that's with you.
The 2 roll. What's wrong with us? We
Our
can't.
rolls are
No,
so bad.
it's okay. It's okay. It's a 15. It's a 15.
It's advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So yeah, the goblin next to
Otherwise,
you kind of looks around at all of the crazy party members here, and looks back to you and just kind of points into the forest and says, "It's at our camp. Just don't hurt us."
in your camp. They pointed to where their camp is, right?
Yeah, he's like, "It's just
Okay.
it's just right over there."
And at that notice, I go, "Oh, hey, look! That's the rope I tied." Because apparently they got out like no problem at the point. Which makes perfect sense when I got a 5 on rope tying.
Yep. Yeah. They. Well, one of you picked one of them up, I think.
Yeah.
That was me.
And yeah, so right when you picked one up, the rope just like fell apart and like came untied. But yeah, he just points deeper into the woods, kind of, and just says, "It's the camp's over there."
We're a bunch of fucking clowns.
Our theme song is Yakety Sax. So
So then I look at the party and go, are we leaving them here? What are we doing with these?
Oh no. They will come with us.
Agreed.
In case there are any more goblins at the camp. Then we have
Okay, so-
hostage.
So you walk over to the camp and bring the goblins along. You've disarmed them at this point. It's just like 100 feet away, maybe 200. It's very close, just in the trees, behind a big pile of rocks. You find, yeah, you could actually walk there on the map. But they, you find it's like a small tent, a few small tents, one slightly larger tent that you assume was for the half ogre and for Mugra, and you, as you go inside and look inside of them, in one of the tents you find a chest. And
I
when you
will,
open-
of course, investigate the chest.
Yep. Roll your investigation. It seems it's like a pretty simple wooden chest, and it seems very. You don't expect that there are any traps on it.
I
And
smash
I
it.
will open it up.
No, I want to smash it with my great axe.
Okay, smash it.
Turns
The
out
chest was
chest
worth
full
100
of
gold
potions.
pieces.
So Palouse, you swing, and you, oh yeah, mighty slash, and the chest just explodes, and wood shards go shattering everywhere, and inside there spills from inside spills out a bunch of like goblets, and it's mostly just like fine silverware and like kitchenware, or like really fine plates and goblets and silverware made of silver, and some
I
of
pick
it
up-
has been destroyed through your thrust, but most of it is okay.
I
Grab
want
it
to
and
pick
let's
up
go.
a silver spoon and say, I think I might be able to still do it, and I want to try the spoon bending trick.
Roll a sleight of hand.
Hey!
Oh yeah, you do. You pull it off.
We could do that. We can't fucking intimidate
That's
a
the
bunch
thing
of
you get
goblins.
your
Just do that.
And for telling the guy, and for telling the ghost that I'm the long lost heir.
We truly are a bunch of clowns.
We're not scary at all, but we can do some spoon tricks, damn it.
I was intimidated by Artemis' story.
Let's go.
I was looking around as he was calling everybody out, and I was like, "Oh man, we are kind of looking scary. I'm more scared even being with these people now."
Sabella looks around the camp, and would there be any signs of like them doing necromantic magic here? There's nothing that really indicates that they would have been behind that zombie thing at all, is there?
No, yeah, this is a pretty simple. It's a very simple camp. There's just some, you found the goods from the tomb, but besides that, it's just bedrolls and tents, and there's maybe some like leftover meat sitting around the fire, but it doesn't look like they were up to anything mischievous. They're besides like waiting to ambush somebody who came in that tomb.
This may have been answered before, but is this the same location as like in the direction where the zombies came from?
This is actually the opposite direction.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
From Red Larch, yeah. This is towards
So
the
let's
Slumber
gather
Village.
up those 3 little goblins and head back to town with all the random silverware.
Cool.
All right, and before we go, are there any like large rocks or any kind of other kind of large movable objects near the tomb entrance, the cave entrance, rather?
There's rocks
So-
right next to us.
Yeah, the closest thing would be this pile of rock that is right next to you. And yeah, there's some big boulders in there.
I'd like to try and just kind of like block that cave entrance to keep people from wandering into the cave and activating that spirit.
Well,
Sure.
we could also just cut off some heads and put them on pikes. Those as warnings too.
Or maybe we could like roll that half ogre's body in front of the entrance. Block it off like a Snorlax.
Shove
It
a
only
dead
lasts
body.
until it only lasts until the thing's the dead body.
Fair enough. Just anything to keep kids from wandering in here, making the ghosts angry and getting in danger.
We're just gonna shove a dead body into the fucking corner.
just cork it shut.
Just clog it,
Oh my fucking god.
At least bring a rock.
Rocks would be preferred though.
Yeah, I mean, whichever you want to try.
There's
I'll go
lots
for
of
rocks. Yeah, I'm gonna try and
I just
cover that cave entrance.
Cool, yeah, make a strength check just to see as you're trying to roll one of these boulders.
I'll
You
help.
find one big enough, and someone's gonna help.
Correct.
So
Yeah, I'll help.
with the help of Hallandor and Palouse, the 3 of you, roll a big boulder that Sablin finds that's large enough to block the hole, and roll it in place. And it does indeed block the hole.
Good deal. Hopefully he'll find peace. Pass on.
We pray for your ancestor, John.
I like the idea of us all just falling for John's lies and just going with them. Just going with it, just believing them.
It's always good to revere your ancestors.
Right. Yes, I'll agree with that. Sure.
As you're sitting there counting your vast wealth. yeah, ancestor.
All right. So you're all setting off back for Red Larch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we taking the prisoners with us?
Should we?
I don't know.
We could have just sealed them in that cave.
No.
That sounds horrible. No.
Yeah, that's cruel.
Well, hey, they could have made a new friend.
Well,
So
Those three goblins would have had limitless conversations with the ghost, and maybe the ghost would have conscripted them into service.
I'm pretty sure that's how that turns into a far more lethal dungeon for the next group that comes by.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how the zombies came about to begin with.
There's another tomb where somebody did that.
yeah, you're giving me ideas here.
What we don't know is somewhere out there's a group with like a I don't know, like a let's see, I don't know, like the nega version of our party, just going around doing all the
Like
things.
an
that we don't do.
angel.
Yeah, there's like an angel. There's an angel, a rhino man.
The plainest looking bard you'll ever see.
Yeah, a sad clown.
A mime.
Yeah, a mime.
A mime, a dwarf ranger.
A deadbeat farmer, and a white dragonborn.
A white dragonborn sorcerer, I don't know.
There we go. We got it. You're welcome, Eric.
Yep, thank you. Thank you. I'm writing this all down furiously.
Ah, shit, we're gonna see him.
Who do you think the final boss is? The trick is switch
us.
places. Don't fight your copy.
Oh, by then I will just become my copy.
So as you travel back along the large path, 3 goblins in tow, everybody make a perception check.
We can't find the town.
Don't worry, guys, we can't all fail again.
This is how we end up in Ravenloft. Okay, thank God.
Where are we?
So, Hallandor, you notice
Save us, Hallandor.
We're in Tribor now.
you notice in the distance, off in the trees, there is like some kind of something pinned to a tree. You can't really tell what it is from this far away, but there's something off in the. It's like not right on the path. It's kind of see it amongst a grove of trees. There's something pinned to one of the trees.
I try to point it out to everybody, and if they can even get a glimpse of what I'm seeing, say we should go and investigate.
I am down. Could always just use one of our nifty little friends here as, you know, a scout for us.
So,
What do you think, Zorp? You want to go and check out what's pinned to that tree up there?
I believe in you, Gazor.
no, please no. He's shaking his head furiously.
I lean down to Zorp and I reiterate, we chieftain now.
Oh.
I
Okay,
listen to Gazor.
You can make a persuasion check.
You don't want to end up like Ralph.
Who's that?
See? Exactly. That he's so dead, you don't even know who he is now. We don't talk about Ralph for a reason.
Gazorp looks very confused. Was someone rolling a persuasion check?
Oh.
Either of you could do that. Anyone who was trying to persuade Gazorp.
I'll do it. I'm pretty
Sable.
good. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Sable
go for it,
got
Sable.
it.
Yeah. Sable got it.
So, yeah, he says, "Okay, sure, I'll go." And he starts to walk off towards it, and you watch him kind of walk off into the woods and up to the trees, and he turns around and he says, "It's a skull."
Well, that's not
Anything
ominous.
interesting about it, or is it just a skull minus the rest of the body?
There's an arrow in it.
Charm it.
What race do you think it is? Or was? Rather.
I don't know. A human?
Fair enough.
Is
Was it any,
this
like,
right in the
notes?
same vicinity of where we were with the crypt, or we're
You're probably
between the
like,
crypt and
you're
the town?
yeah, you're at least a mile away from the crypt, and you're kind of walking back along the path, probably about 2 miles away. So you're like halfway between.
Was
Red
this
Larch.
was this you know how we were talking about putting skulls on pikes outside the crypt as a deterrent? Is this appears it was placed here like that, or was somebody killed actually happened to get shot through the head? Is there a skeleton lying on the ground underneath, or is this up in the air or ground level?
Are you walking up and kind of checking it out a little closer?
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah, so you kind of follow Gazorp and you see that it is indeed a human skull that looks very weathered. The jaw is kind of sagging, and it's pinned to the trunk of a tree with a large black arrow protruding out of one of its eye sockets. You see that there's some kind of black parchment wrapped around the arrow.
We all see this, or just?
Whoever walks up to it.
Okay.
sees.
I'll pull it out of the skull and take a look at it. See if I can read what's on the parchment, if there's anything on it, and also whether or not the arrow, being an archer and an elf, tells me anything. You know, that I might recognize it as being some certain race's type of arrows or something.
Yeah, so you grab the arrow, and as you touch it, you kind of feel a surge of cold run through your body. You get like the chills. It's like a really kind of heavy, significant chill, and but nothing seems to happen. And you pull it out and look at the arrow, and it looks like it's larger than like a goblin arrow. It was definitely shot from. It's for a longbow. It's definitely a larger arrow like that. And it looks very well made as well. Very well crafted. The head of it is kind of like almost ornate in its design. And you take the black parchment and you look at the black. Are you looking at the parchment around its that's wrapped around it as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna tentatively pull the parchment off and unroll it and look at it, but if I get a similar kind of shock like I did with the arrow, then I'll wait. I'll try and see if maybe Agony can detect magic on it or something.
No, once you touch it, it seems to be. It doesn't have any effect farther than what you already felt, and you kind of unravel. The second you touch it, though, you realize that it's actually like dyed human skin, and you take and look, and there's a message in common that says, "The last laugh, you'll be next, Valklindon."
What was the last part? I heard last laugh, you'll be next, and then what?
The last laugh, you'll be next, Valklundar. You assume it's a name.
Okay. Well, I certainly show that to everybody else, but kind of weird because you said the skull looked weathered, right? So is this is like an old message. This isn't necessarily like left for us.
Yeah, it does look weathered. It looks like it's been there for at least months.
The skull,
Dead skull.
or the arrow and message. Look weathered.
Well, the skull is weathered. So yeah, you're not. The arrow doesn't look particularly. The arrow and the message, they're not like faded or decrepit in any way.
They're like putting up flyers, except it's like an arrow and a skull. They have like a pile of skulls they're just putting on trees.
They
You
just
get them in big bins in Costco.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Yep. You're
Perfect.
back.
Okay, cool.
We're talking about
No.
Costco.
No, we can't hear you.
Alright, so lesser thing I heard was that there was a skull attached to the tree, and there was a parchment attached with it, and it was looked old.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
It had a Costco tag on it, and
So Hallandor went and removed it, and felt some kind of weird chills when he touched it. Nothing happened, and he unrolled the scroll, the parchment, which was actually made of human skin, and it read this message that I put in chat there. The last laugh. Oh, I said the laugh. That's not what it says.
the newest
Last-
comedy club opening up in Red Larch, the Left Laugh.
The laugh. Yeah.
I've been to that place. It's banging.
Yeah. So he read the message and has now showed it to everyone.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Yeah,
I'd
we
sure
should
hate to be
definitely
the last
investigate
laugh.
that. How far away are we from the town right now?
About a mile?
About a mile or two.
I think we should deal with these goblins, get them like into some cells at the constable's place, or otherwise make them not our problem, so we can investigate this. Because human skin, black arrows.
Exactly.
like
Why?
not a good time.
You're right. Exactly. That's all super weird. So let's go back to town and stay there, where hopefully we can keep all our skin and be arrow free. All I'm saying is, this guy's shooting arrows through skulls with human skin attached. Why exactly do we want to find him?
Well, how do we know he shot the arrow?
True. Maybe he just
Could have
walked
just
up to a
stabbed.
tree. I suppose.
If we could ask if anyone knows Valklundar.
Yeah, maybe we can go to town and start asking around about Valkendar and see if anyone knows that name.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
I knew a Valkendar back in Waterdeep. He owes me 5 gold. I don't think this is him though. My Valkendar only has 1 arm.
all right. So you guys are gonna head back to Red Larch. Let's take a 10-minute break. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So let's take a 10-minute break, and at like 10:05, we'll reconvene.
We need.
Cool.
I need water.
Oh yes, I'll put some music on.
Yeah, put yakety sax.
I'll find that for next session.
Please do.
Okay, water.
Hello.
Hello.
Yellow. Orange.
And I'm back.
I think everyone except for our fair DM is. And Susan.
The board?
All right.
Hello, I'm back.
Great.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm back.
No worries. All right. Maybe we'll just do a quick sound off. Artemis.
Yep.
Agony.
Here.
Hallandor.
Present.
John.
Jake Jack.
Sabelin.
Hello.
And Palouse.
Where are we?
All right. So, you travel back along the large path, finding this odd message posted in the woods, and you arrive back in Red Larch.
Did we have a bunch of tasks we wanted to do, guys? Like Medusa
We're getting
and bird
that.
watching?
Oh, those things, those important story things? Nah.
Those are all waiting for 5 days from now when the thing gets here.
I thought primarily weren't we trying to find a girl who went missing?
Yeah.
It is a good decision. Maybe as a group we should sit down and figure out what are we doing.
Yeah, we're gonna send these guys to the constable first, though. So we're gonna head there, I assume, to put the goblins in.
Agreed.
So that's our first task.
Okay.
Ask him what do they do to goblins.
And don't put them with the meat.
What they do with goblins is easy. They got this tomb outside of town. They just lock them in there with this ghost.
So you walk up to the constable's place and you knock on the door, and he's actually not in the same building that he was before. He like hears the knock and comes out of the first building and says, "Oh, welcome back. So you got some friends with you?"
Troublemakers.
Something like that.
Well, where have you been? Where did they come from?
We set up shop near the tomb to the north.
We took care of the ghost problem.
It was not a very big problem.
Really,
to be
just
fair,
make sure
they
the
hadn't
kids
really
know
done
to
anything.
not go near that tomb. To only stay out of trouble.
The ones the Tarnlar children were talking about. That was real, huh?
Yes,
There
he's
was a
just
ghost.
There was
guarding
a
that tomb, and
there was
he
a
won't hurt
being some
anyone
might call it a
that doesn't
ghost.
disturb it. And we blocked off the entrance with some rocks to help deter some people. Also, it was a camp of goblins just kind of setting up shop, just preying on people messing with the tomb. We took care of them also. We have the remnants of the little camp right here.
Aha. Well.
Should we ask him about the arrow?
an arrow? What is this?
Yeah, and the note.
Yes, Hallenbo.
We show him the arrow. And note.
He looks at it and, well, I don't know any Valklondar. It's not a name familiar to me. Don't know where this came from.
Who would be the most knowledgeable on like the history surrounding the town?
Oh well. If you want town history, I suppose you could go to Minthra Mandiver. She runs one of the poultry shops in town. Or the other kind of old head around here would be Eldris Tantor, the blacksmith. But yeah, so I guess they would know the history if this is somebody who used to live here or something.
And you will take these goblins off our hands, right?
Me? I guess. I mean, sure. We could do a goblin hanging would raise everyone's spirits, I'm sure.
Somehow I felt like this was going to happen.
As long as they are not locked up with the meat.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
turned
yeah.
into meat.
I wouldn't mind goblin meat.
Yeah, I want
It's
to be
very small and stringy.
Yeah, goblin meat. I imagine is no good. I want to be clear though. You know that zombie was a. I just really wanted to show him to everyone, but I don't usually do stuff like that. The meat here is great.
Speaking of the zombie, has there been more signs of the undead since that night?
No. I mean that was
Literally a night ago.
yeah, that was not last night, but the night before.
Yes.
I mean, you guys talked to him last night. Was when you talked to him.
Yeah.
And then you woke up, did some investigation, left town. And now it's like probably just starting to reach noon. So it took you about 2 hours, maybe a little bit more to go, maybe 3 to go out and do all that. About
All right.
midday. Yeah, he says, no more zombies. Haven't seen anything. We've been keeping our eye out last night and this morning. I imagine they usually come at night. Seems like something zombies would do.
Mostly.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Alright, we should probably go talk to Mandiver. How do you spell that last name?
Mandiver.
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 I'm just gonna look at the
Mandiver.
sheriff and go, you know, you only think zombies attack at night. That's what they want you to think.
He has a point.
Well, fair enough. We'll stay on guard all day. Don't worry, we're keeping a lookout.
And then I walk out the door and yell, "Overtime for everyone!"
Well, yeah, you know, we don't really get paid very much, so don't worry about that. We make most of our money being butchers. And at that, you hear a woman's voice come from the front building and say, "Hey, Harburg, get back in here. I need your help." And he says, "Oh, sorry, the lady's calling. Get back to work."
You go do your thing, Constable.
We'll leave you
Get
to
back
love
to
birds
beating your
too.
meat, sir.
He goes, "Yep, okay. I'm gonna go handle my meat." And he walks back inside.
Okay.
Oh, but first he takes the goblins and he says, "Yeah, I'll take these.
Troublemaker.
If you guys want it, this afternoon, I'll gather the town. This evening, I'll wait till evening. This evening, I'll gather the town. If you want to be there, with the goblin hanging, it really gets people riled up."
You don't have to really hang them. You could find some work for them. I imagine they would be more
That
than
might be
happy to
useful.
serve the town.
Exactly.
Mm,
And I
Don't know
look at
about
them
that.
and I go, "What do you say, little ones? Would you rather be hung or would you rather serve these fine people?"
Cameron's like, "Yeah, we'll help. We'll help."
When was the last time you seen goblins helping out townsfolk?
Well.
It was the day before I met a gnoll that didn't try to eat my face.
You know,
Good point.
Strange new world we all live in.
yeah, we've had goblin lovers like you guys around before, but you know, I've
Goblin sympathizers.
Yeah,
They
I've
are
seen
so
too much.
cute. Look at them.
oh, come on, get out of here.
They're so small and
I still
helpless.
say it would have been nicer to leave them in the cave with the friend than bring them here to be hung.
I mean, they'd be starved to death, so it wouldn't been much of a difference.
We could have just let them go in the wild,
Yeah,
where they
that
could have
too.
been, eaten by a bear. Truth be told, they're all only bad options here, I guess.
Yeah, basically they're just gonna die. So you know what? At least this is a humane way to go.
As long as it's clean and quick.
And we're just having this conversation as we walk out the door.
As we just rationalize murder.
And I imagine the three goblins are just behind us hearing all of this as they're waiting.
Yeah, just as soon as we're out the door, motherfuck, cut.
They should have tried to attack us.
True.
Alright,
All
let's
right.
move.
Yeah, you leave Harburgs. Where are you heading next?
Are we gonna go to the history check?
If we could ask Mintra and elders if they know about what's his face.
I want to go find that shop.
Which shop?
What shop?
I want to find a shop that I can sell one of these rings at and buy some new armor.
Yeah, so you heard of Valavo's Sundries was like the shop that kind of had everything. That's where the fancy folk, the Tarnlars were talking about. He's the one who might have some jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going there.
I'll go with John. This will end well.
Okay.
I'll follow wherever Agony goes.
So John and Artemis are going to Valavos Sundries. Did everyone want to go with them, or do you guys want to split up and some people go check out the something else?
History or something.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah,
with the history route.
Yes, Hallandor, let's go ask.
History.
Cool. So
Hey,
Sable.
gang, let's split up.
Split the party. Sounds good.
Don't split the party.
Come on, that's how every good Scooby-Doo episode starts.
Exactly.
That's true. So okay, so everybody else is gonna go talk to one of these people. So I'll start with John and Artemis. You head down to the south side of town to where you've been directed. You might find Valavos Sundries. Outside of its walls, there are like doors off their hinges, barrels, old furniture, tools, just kind of strewn about everywhere outside of the building, just kind of covering it in different various wares. A small faded sign on the front door reads Valavos Sundries. And once you walk into the building, every corner of the room is crammed up to the rafters with new and used items of all sorts.
We cannot bring Palouse here.
I'm gonna look for the proprietor.
Yeah, you see a desk ahead of you, kind of like between two mountains of objects, and a small little man's kind of sitting there making notes in a book.
I will simply just go walk up to him and go, "Ah, you must be the sir I'm looking for."
He looks up and says, "Oh, and who are you?"
I am passerby.
Well, welcome.
I
you-
happen to have a couple of things here that I'm looking to possibly sell.
Oh,
Do you
looking
have
to
any
sell.
interest?
Oh, of course.
And I would one by one hand him each of the 2 rings and the locket.
Not the
His eyes
locket.
kind of get his eyes kind of get wide as you hand him these things. He goes, "Oh, these look very nice indeed. Very nice. How much you
silverware.
Yeah, the silverware. Are you showing them too?
Yeah, but first I want to see what he says about these.
Yeah, he says, all right, I could give you 100 gold pieces for the lot. How does that sound? That's quite a pretty penny."
Can I do an insight check to see if he's
Yeah, I am
lowballing
as
him?
well.
No.
Yeah. You can both roll.
Yep.
You at least took the picture of your great grandmother and a locket, right?
What are you talking about? Hold on a second. This is not a done story yet.
Just less
So,
the picture.
he seems, to John, he seems like he is, like, he's offering you some good money. And Artemis, you don't think he's, like, ripping you off, but you think you might be able to squeeze some more cash out of him.
Well, I was going to try for squeezing more anyway. And then
Yeah,
I'm just going to go...
I'll just go.
I'll nod and I'll look at him and go, well, and then I'll open up the lock and go, see this picture here? It was my mother. She died not too long ago. This was all she left me, and I could
So
really
tragic.
use this money to restart my life.
He's really down on his luck. He's gone to doing carnival acts in the street.
And then I pull out the spoon, the bent spoon, and I just look real sad.
John, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Deception's my forte, not persuasion.
Well, he nonetheless is moved by your story, and says, "Well, I suppose this is all you have. You know, I could throw you a couple extra gold pieces." About 120 gold pieces for the rings and the locket.
I believe you said it was each, right?
No. That's the whole bundle there. I gotta make some money off of these things, you know. I'm a store. I'm not buying them for myself. I gotta.
I'd look around his wares and go, well, how about maybe we can make a deal for some of the things you have around here?
Oh, he like perks up at that. Oh yeah, I'd love to make a deal.
My mother would love if I was better protected than I am right now.
That is from heaven. She would feel much better because she's definitely passed away, right, John?
Yes.
Right.
Fair,
The reason the spoon is bent, we couldn't even afford a proper funeral. We had to dig our own grave with this here spoon. Very sad.
Oh Lord, that sounds.
Deception? Come on.
Yeah, you can roll deception for that.
Sweet. Aha!
There you go.
Oh
It's
Lord,
the
that
accent. It makes someone trust me.
sounds terrible.
It was a really arduous day.
Well, I've got all kinds of armor and shields. What specifically are you looking for?
There was one particular item of note, a necklace. We sold it a long time ago. It belonged to our mother. We'd really love to have it back. And I give him a perfect description of like the necklace that Grun was wearing, the amulet. It was like a necklace with like a gem in it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose you've seen anything like that.
He says, "Oh, well, I do recognize that. Let me think now. Who I sold that? I'm sorry. I already got rid of that one.
Well, if you could just tell us who you sold it to, we could maybe go and talk to them, and maybe they could help us out with this terrible ordeal."
Well, I suppose. Let me remember. Oh, it was Alvari Maliko, the wagon maker. Or no, I'm sorry, she's not a wagon maker. She works at the quarry
Ah, okay.
up north, north side of town.
Yeah, I'm writing it down in my little notebook. Nolan Core. Got it.
And then I'll look back at him and go, well, then on to business. Some studded leather armor?
Now let me think about that. Let me think about that deal for a second. So I look at the cost of that. Studded leather armor for these for this necklace and rings. I could
Oh, no.
I
And then
could part
some.
with that.
The leather would be on top of the gold.
Oh no, I don't know about that, sir.
Well, or some of the gold can be taken off in exchange.
100
Okay,
gold plus studded leather.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, you got yourself a deal. I'll do
I hand
it.
him all three, and I just take with a parting tear. I take the picture out of the locket. I'm sorry, Mother.
So he hands you $100 gold, he kind of counts out some coins and hands you a big sack of coins, and then points you to where the armor is and said, pick out whichever one you lack from the studded section over there.
And then I go and I mix and match a bunch of really weird ones for colors and whatnot.
That one looks
Okay.
nice. That one looks good too. Okay, if you wear all three, ridiculous.
Yeah, so you find a nice assortment of colors that clash wonderfully.
Attack it. Attack it.
And then as we walk out the door, I go, good job. And I split the gold with Artemis 50-50.
Excellent. Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
And then I just put the picture in my pocket. I'm like, this might come in handy.
Mm-hmm. I think so. From your dear departed mother.
Yes, she was a lovely, lovely woman.
A lovely, lovely woman whose picture just happened to be in this ancient tomb. Gotcha.
Also his great.
I think I'm starting to understand. I think I'm starting to understand your family a little bit better.
Okay, so as you guys went down and haggled with Endrith Valavo, the shopkeeper, the rest of the party, where did you want to go?
To wherever Mintra's is.
Okay. So that is number 14 on the map. So you guys actually are just like right across the street from each other. So the rest of you, while they peel off and go to the shop, you step up to this large building, and you can kind of hear from the outside the clucking of chickens within. And you see it's a large wooden building that is like, looks like it's been built upon kind of haphazardly throughout the years, with new additions kind of growing in all directions from the kind of small, what used to be a small, humble abode. As you walk into the front door, it looks like a barn inside, with exposed beams and posts, and pens with live chickens fill like most of the corners and halls of the building. Just kind of leaving a narrow aisle through all the chickens that you can walk through towards the back, where you find a workroom with cutting benches and a central hearth. And around one of those benches sits an old woman who, at the moment, is like in mid-swing, about to chop a chicken's head off.
I would have gently tried to pick up a chicken to pet it as we walk in.
Okay. Yeah, so
I
you
imagine Palos' mouth is also watering.
yeah, Agony, you reach down and the chicken just kind of like spreads its wings submissively, and you pat it on its back.
It's so cute. I love chickens. Let's continue.
Well, I'm not going to stop her mid-swing. I'll wait until after she's chopped its head off to
Yep.
open my
So
mouth.
you walk in, she chops the head, and looks up at you.
Cover the chicken's
says,
eyes.
So you're holding one of the chickens?
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, welcome, welcome. Really, you found one you like, huh?"
He was very cute. Or she was very cute.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Would you be Mintra?
That's me, indeed. You can call me Minnie.
Okay, Minnie. Well, the constable told us that you might be able to help us. We found something of possibly dire portent in the woods. It was a skull with an arrow through it, and there was a note attached. And that note mentioned the name Vaklandar. And we wondered if you had ever heard that name in the vicinity. It was not far from the village that we found this, although it did appear that it might have been there for some time.
She kind of like buries her head in her hands as she starts rubbing her temples. Vaklandar, Vaklandar, Vaklandar. It's a great name. Sounds like a fun guy. I don't know any Vaklandars though.
How rather
Ah,
unfortunate.
that's too bad. We would have been willing to pay for information.
Oh well. Well, you know, who would know? You know, I don't get out much around town. You might go to Kalisa, the Swinging Sword, or you know, swing by the tavern, the Helm at High Sun, or maybe even Mother Yolantha's, the boarding house. They deal with a lot of travelers, so maybe they would know where to find this. They would know who this Vaklandar character is. It's nobody who comes from this town, I'll tell you that much. Old Minnie Mandiver, she knows everyone in Red Lodge.
Well, shall we make our way to one of those other places? Doesn't sound like she knows.
Wait a second. Before you leave, why you're still here? Palouse is okay. So you kind of, yeah. She doesn't notice you because you're in the other room. The chickens are like in the other room from where she is. But she does hear as you pick up the chicken and like start coming towards it. The chicken just starts like squawking furiously. And she kind of stands up and goes, "What is that? What is that?" and walks out of the room.
Okay, when she catches me, I turn around and I just have like a chicken in my mouth.
Two legs sticking out one side, a beak sticking out the other.
I tap her. Sibylla taps her on the shoulder and just, how much for one chicken?
Yeah, so immediately as she sees you, her kind of hands go to her hips and she cocks her head, gives you kind of a disapproving look, but she's still smiling. And when Sabelin comes up, he goes, "Oh, just 2 silver pieces ought to do it."
Palouse, darling, why did you do that?
I'm sorry. They looked delicious.
They are delicious, thank you. Was it delicious? I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, I actually said that all mumbly because there's a chicken in my mouth still.
You spit it out, and that chicken is just like terrified and shaking.
Yeah, Sibylla
Yeah.
gives her 2 silver.
It's not dead. I didn't eat it.
It is
I didn't even hurt it. I just had it in my mouth.
You now have a pet chicken.
PTSD is the silent killer.
Yeah, you now have a pet chicken. We'll name him PTSD.
Okay,
Very bad.
I have him
police.
with me.
Bad
Sorry.
boy. Bad boy. Down. Sit.
Blue sits. Sheepishly.
Very well done, lady. I'm very impressed.
He's not usually like this.
Well, he seems to listen to you.
He's very tame. Good boy.
Not when I
Good police.
don't want to be.
Well, as I was saying, you seem like a band of adventurers, am I right? Going around investigating things and asking people questions. I've seen that type of behavior before.
Normal people don't ask questions.
Well, not usually about things outside of Red Larch. We're a simple people.
Fair enough.
They've never left the town. There's some weird Twilight Zone shit going on.
Let's get Drews.
Well, why don't you, she's in the back house. Why don't you, in our rooms, why don't you go speak with my granddaughter? Let me go get her. She had an interesting story about a strange fellow outside of town. She might be able to give you a new, she kind of gets all excited, give you a new journey.
Very well.
Okay, let me go get her. Just wait right here. And she scuttles off quickly. Very old woman, just kind of like, not as quick as she can. Her feet are just barely moving, just shuffling across the floor. As she shuffles back into the back, and you hear her say, "Oh, Pell, where are you?" And returns with a young little girl, just kind of looking up at you shyly. She says, "Go on, Pell, tell them about the weird man up at the rock." And the little girl says, "Well, I was up at Lance Rock, which is, just outside of town. I was with my friends. We were just exploring a little bit, and saw a man. Looked like there were a bunch of what do you call them? Zombies?"
Sibyl perks up at that.
And he was teaching them how to do things.
No, that does not sound very good.
And Sibyl,
Teaching them what?
exactly. Sibyl, asked her, what was he teaching them?
Well,
Handstands?
oh, that would have been cool. No, it wasn't that exciting. He was just pushing. They were just pushing rocks, and mostly that's what they were doing. He was just having them push. There was one he was having, pick up something and then carry it a little ways and then put it back down. It didn't really seem that impressive, but these things were having a really hard time figuring it out.
Possibly necromancer.
Yes, which we should deal with very quickly. Now, do not go near Lance Rock again until we've dealt with this child. It is not safe, it's dangerous.
So you believe me?
Absolutely.
Anything
wow.
can happen, darling.
Do people not believe you?
No.
Why?
I don't know. They say I'm just a silly kid.
Well, the Tonlars was talking about ghosts, and that was true, so don't worry, we believe you.
Oh, those Tarnlar boys. They're so silly.
Alright, and I go ahead and
Good
ask Mintra, how far away is Lance Rock?
Oh, Lance Rock. Well. Let me think about that. It's been a long time since I wandered down that way. It's a beautiful, beautiful. I used to go picnic there with my husband back when he was alive, which was wonderful. Let me think now. Oh, it's just about 4 miles outside of town. It's to the southeast of town, and maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe more like 6 miles, 8 miles, something like that. It only takes a couple hours to walk down there, but you'll see it from once you get like 2 miles away, 3 miles away, just a little outside of town, and you can see it. You just start walking in that direction. It's a giant rock
That looks
protruding
like
from
a
the
lance.
ground. Yeah, it's kind of at an. It's really skinny and narrow. And it's kind of at an angle. I think that may be where it got its name.
Just like me.
You're named after a lance?
Well, I hope that gave you something to do. And she kind of like smiles and rubs her hands together.
Very much so. We shall go check it out.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Alright, so I am pretty sure that the zombie attacks that came from that direction are very much tied to whoever this guy is over at Lance Rock. And if necromancers are like necromancers I think they are, he might know something about this Valkenthar Arrow Skull situation.
Then let's go. I'll put down the chicken.
I keep my chicken. He's with me.
You paid for it.
Okay, so that sounds good. You leave with your chicken and you put yours down.
Should we
And
rest up or anything before we go, or should we just head right out?
yeah, so right as you leave, you see across the street John and Artemis leaving the shop, just like across the street to the south a little bit, and you both exit and see each other.
Yeah, we're doing an underhand high five as we're walking out.
Yeah, there's like explosions behind us. Just tons of explosions. There's sunglasses. We all miraculously have sunglasses on.
I am mysteriously wearing a fedora. using disguise self. I have an idea.
Be nice to your chicken, Palus.
Maybe.
I'm watching you.
I'm petting my chicken. My cock, as they would say.
All right. So Palus walks out, petting his cock, into the middle of the road. People
Where the children can
As
see.
explosions are happening at the same time.
So you regather in the road. Where do you want to go next?
Phil, we got some nice information about possibly a necromancer near Lance Rock, southeast from here.
Sounds terrifying. You're planning on going, aren't you? I started looking at all of them.
I'm pretty sure it's tied to that zombie attack that happened the other night.
Joy.
So we head there?
Better
86
head there.
miles from here. Do we have time?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's the middle of it's still like midday, so only take you a couple hours to get there.
Very well.
How's my chicken? Is he like scared of me?
Oh yeah,
Animal handling?
yeah, yeah. You could do animal handling. Try and like, yeah, it's pretty terrified of you, but it's like, but it's not like trying to escape. You're kind of holding it under an arm, and it's just sitting there,
Shaking.
yeah, just kind of shaking. But you got its like wings pinned down, so
Got
it's,
it. Okay. Perfect.
Are we taking it, or have we, or are we going to take a short rest?
Oh yeah, I am kind of. Let's do that.
Yeah, you haven't yet,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
because you just come back to town and talk.
Right.
To these people.
I want to chill out for an hour. Everybody drink your Capri Suns and grab a ham sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem here.
Uh.
All right.
Never mind.
All right, so you all kind of hang out, have lunch in Red Larch, and yeah, you can take a short rest. And
Woohoo. As we're probably eating
So on short
lunch,
rest, you can burn hit die to regain HP, correct?
I'm sorry, you say that again. Ask the question again.
Yeah, so hit die, one of the rules I've never been the most like concrete on. So you burn hit die on short rest to regain like one
Yep.
hit die's worth of HP.
Yeah, so so like Palouse just did, you roll your hit die and then you add your Constitution, and that's how many hit points you regain. And you can do that up to how many levels you have. Like each level, you get a new hit die. So right now you have like a pool of 2 hit die. So you can use them. You can choose to use them one at a time. So you can like use a hit die, and then if you need more hit points, you can roll another one. And then you regain up to half your max. When you take a long rest, you regain dice. And Artemis, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, while we're eating lunch, I'd probably mention that while we were chatting, I found out that an amulet matching our dear friend Groon's amulet was apparently sold to one. I just had it here. There we go. Albere Maliko. She works at the Northern Quarry.
Maybe she does not like Grund.
Perhaps. Here's the thing that's really bothering me. Oh, as I take a bite of my sandwich. Groon's a pickle vendor. Ain't nobody, now I don't know too many people that a pickle vendor is gonna anger on any given day. So I'm thinking that. So what concerns me is, what did Groon see per se? Perhaps that would make Miss Maliko want to kill him. That's the thing, is that he's so low key. Like, what does Groon do to deserve murder? And I'm thinking he's seen something. That's just me.
You won't give up the secret 11 herbs and spices.
Somehow I don't think that's it.
11 herbs and spices.
It's also possible she got it with actual intentions to protect him. Considering when I examined the necklace, it was abjuration magic, which is for protection, but still, rather interesting choice of a spell.
Or it could have been to protect us.
Right. Either way, it doesn't really. It's leaving me with us. Well, yeah, it's protecting us, but it's also killing your local pickle vendor. and true, maybe she was doing it to protect Groon. But why does she want... It's a magical item. Why exactly does somebody spend that kind of money only to throw it away on Groon. No offense to Groon.
What
Hallowed
did the
be
note
his
say
name.
again? What was the note that he got with it?
It said good,
Good
luck.
It's a very personal note.
Doesn't sound bad.
No, Steve Police, it wouldn't sound bad because she wants him to wear it so that he dies.
Well, why
What
don't
do
you
you-
go ask her yourself?
I will after we deal with this whole necromancer thing.
In the middle of the night is probably when we would get back.
Then I'll deal with it tomorrow. Although I do have another idea. Although I'll need Sablin's help, not Sablin. I'll need probably John and Hallandor to help me with it. And whiskey, a great deal of whiskey.
Whiskey?
Head cocks and a smile like, sure.
Okay.
What do you have in mind?
I'll use disguise self to change myself into Grund. Well, I'm just saying. Gosh, I really feel like getting drunk tonight and wandering around the streets like a jackass. If somebody wanted to kill me, it sure would be a good time to jump me. And of course, for thoroughness and absolute conviction here, I'm obviously going to have to be intoxicated for this.
And we will watch to make sure you do not actually get killed.
Exactly.
I think I'm missing part of the conversation. I think I'm not hearing Artemis, like, doing this whole thing.
Basically, I'm planning on disguising myself as Grund, getting drunk and walking around town to create a perfect opportunity for somebody to assassinate me while you guys like hide in the shadows and then jump the people who try to kill me. Preferably before they kill me. Like, as they're going to kill me, then you kill them. Yes.
Is Grund a known alcoholic? Because he doesn't seem like a known alcoholic to me.
True. True,
There we go.
but
Good.
we'll find out. You don't have to be alcoholic to get drunk.
Yeah, but wandering around town drunk is not something in his character, I would say.
I'm pretty sure people.
I don't even think
he's
he
that
drank
stupid.
with us when we offered with him on multiple occasions.
Who?
Grund.
Grun.
Rune.
Well, again, it's not my first idea. My first idea is to talk to Maliko probably tomorrow. But if push comes to shove.
Very well.
And besides, we can be here a couple of days. Grun can get a reputation. I turn back into Grun.
Yeah, we got 5 days.
Right. Here, watch, I can also do this. I turn to Palouse. I'm Palouse!
Wow, that is so convincing.
I'm like 2 foot too small.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like a mini Grund.
Exactly.
Or
Or a
a mini
mini
Palouse, I mean. Yeah,
I look
mini
at Sir Cluckers, my new chicken. And I gauge his reaction to seeing another one of me.
Seems equally scared.
Okay.
No change. Although your grip on him gets a little tighter.
Oh no. Wait.
In
No.
in like a sturdy way, in like a
Okay.
you really got him secure now.
Okay. Good. Sir Cluckers.
Love me!
Well, then let's go see about this Lance Rock. And this shady man with zombies. Teaching them circus tricks.
All right. So you're heading out of town, heading down south towards Lance Rock. Get on the road. Actually, right as you leave town, just on the south side of town, you see a priest on the side of the road who offers you some free water. He says, "Would you like some water? Are you thirsty?"
I'm gonna insight this girl.
I will also do
Yeah.
the repair insight.
She seems
Water!
she seems like she's just offering some water.
No, I don't say no.
Yeah,
She
I'll
just gives you water.
I'll do
So
She has like-
water.
She has a surprising amount of water around her. There's like, she's got a lot. She's got a ton of jugs full of water. She just,
Okay,
and
now
she
it's
just gives you.
Wait,
just
how
gives
big
you-
are her? How big are her jugs?
Her jugs are huge.
How big are her jugs? Pilou said as he stroked his cock.
Yes.
Maybe she knows where the horse's balls have gone. I don't know.
Yeah, so she just hands out some water. And
Wait,
says,
you didn't answer me.
Oh, her
She
sorry,
doesn't know.
her jugs are huge.
Nice.
Yeah, she's got huge jugs.
The water.
Yes. And she says, "May the blessed water flow through you and give you its energy."
Very grateful.
I thank her.
Uh-huh.
She goes, "Oh, it is my honor and my duty. Please flow through this day like a cool stream."
I give her a
So,
donation
if
of.
you go to the bathroom.
What were you
So
saying,
you-
Saquon?
He gives her 1 gold piece as thanks, as a donation to her church.
She goes, "Oh, I appreciate your kindness. May the water ever wet your lips."
I drink from her jugs.
Yep, she loves it.
Glenn's a little uncomfortable with how moist his lips are right now.
It's good water. It's like super clean.
I pour a little water on Agony.
What is that for?
I don't want to say it.
Was that Palouse?
Yeah.
He's marking his territory.
The jokes just write themselves. I drink absolutely nothing. I hand my jug of water to the nearest person. Here, Halidor, take mine. Water hippies. Don't want nothing with them.
I already
I-
have my own water.
Sabillin absolutely drinks it.
Now you're wet.
Okay, yeah. So she just gives you all the water you want and blesses all of you with the coolness of a fresh drink of water. And
What the hell are you doing, Eric? What is this?
I sure hope.
it's just a woman giving you water.
Eric, what the fuck is this?
It was just a nice lady giving water until we started asking about jugs. Don't blame Eric for this. If anything, he's just held mirror up to your own darkness.
Yeah. So, just a lady with some water. So, you carry on with your trek.
As we're coming down the road, I hope we don't run into any cakes just laying in the middle of the road. Apparently, we'll eat those too. We just take random things from random strangers.
I pull out my glass of water. I still haven't taken a sip from yet, and I hold it up to him. You sure you're not thirsty?
Absolutely. I wore Seersucker for a reason. Breeze like a gym.
Okay, so you head on and continue down the road, and then after a little while, you veer off from the road, heading kind of more of an easterly direction. And very soon you see the rock in the distance, a very clear, large rock on the top of a pretty tall hill. You get down there, you continue traveling, and you make it to the rock, and just about 100 feet away from the rock, down the hill a bit, you see a entrance to a ravine amongst a few other rocks kind of strewn about.
There's no zombies around.
Make a perception check.
Zombies, where are you?
Yeah, you don't see anything. It's just a clear. Yep. Yeah, you guys all. You just see that. It's a you see the cave entrance. But you don't see anything peculiar about it. And it's not really a cave, actually. I'm sorry. It's a
Ravine.
It's like a crevice, yeah, like a little ravine that kind of carves its way in between a few of the hills. But you don't seem to see any zombies around.
I'll cast Minor Illusion and make the sound of a delicious, like, dying pig, like, in the ravine to see if it attracts anything.
Okay. Yeah, so you make this noise kind of echoes in the ravine, but nothing.
Must be zombie free then.
I say we like go a little deeper in, go a little further, see what we can find.
After you, sir, then.
I absolutely go forward.
All right, I'm gonna move you to the map of this place.
Very dangerous zombie ravine.
Die, son.
Where's the rock?
All right.
He's making a movie.
So you can all see yourselves here on the map. You're down towards the bottom. You can see the rock is behind you. The rock is like 100 feet to the southeast by that compass. Just kind of up the hill. So you head down the hill from the rock and into there's some shrubbery around the entrance to this ravine.
Shrubbery.
Alrighty, Sibylline goes ahead and just moves forward a bit towards the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and see if I can feel the presence of any undead, which would burn my divine sense. It detects within 60 feet if there's any presence of undead, celestials, or fiends. It detects consecrated or desecrated like objects and places.
Within 60 feet of you?
Yes.
Yeah, you second is this. Yeah, sorry, let me just fix that real quick. The measuring is off. Just fix that really quick here.
I'm raving.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Children,
Okay.
children.
Yeah, you do. You do sense that around the corner in this ravine, there is an undead presence.
I call back to the rest of the group and tell them, yes, there's something here. We should go forward.
Let's destroy it.
I say we should be very careful, make sure there's no rocks that might fall from the ravine to block our way out. It could be a trap.
Alright. I'll move
It smells.
move a little forward. Gonna peeking around the side of the ravine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can I do an investigation check to follow Agony's suggestion? See if there's any sort of like boulders that might fall or any strategically
Yes.
placed logs that are about to swing down. See if
Yeah,
this-
sorry.
if we got Ewok zombies here.
Yes, you can do an investigation check.
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Oh, good.
There's nothing.
I feel much safer doing this now. Boom.
Nothing that's gonna fall on you. Things like that. Everything seems natural. But as you come around the corner, you do see in the middle of the ravine, it kind of turns the corner, goes maybe 100 feet down, and then there is a cave entrance at the end of the ravine. And you see a giant corpse of an ogre laying upon the ground in the ravine.
Let's see, how many feet away is it? Let's see here. I'm gonna get a little closer. I'm gonna hurl a javelin at it.
Okay.
See, my javelin I think has a 30-foot range. Here. Just off. I'll move a little closer.
Mhm. Are the rest of you moving in with?
Yeah.
Alright, whenever everyone's in position, I'm gonna hurl a javelin at that corpse. See what happens.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty.
Ooh,
What the hell?
it's just a dead corpse.
Yeah.
Whatever
You
part of
blow-
the corpse you were aiming at, you hit it dead on.
It wasn't dead before.
Yeah, I'm gonna just roll the damage just to see what happens.
Yeah, so
Head blows
you
up.
throw this javelin and it sticks into the ogre, and the ogre like suddenly the corpse suddenly like jerks up into like a sitting position and goes
Ew.
makes
shit,
a
it's alive?
loud it moves and makes a loud roar.
Wow, wow, you're smart.
As you stick it with your javelin. And now I need everyone to roll initiative.
Alright.
I'm holding on to Palusa's arm, hiding behind him.
My chicken, I put him in my bag. So he's there.
Okay, you throw your chicken in your bag real quick. Which damage you do 12 damage, alright.
He's kind of just hiding in there.
Okay,
Sir.
got it. Yeah, he's definitely making some noise from in the bag. But
Artemis, you have to click on your token, re-roll it,
Oh,
and add
sorry.
in your initiative.
Yep, good point. And there we go. Aha. Ugh.
And then you might want to change it to your 21.
Yep.
Right. So,
Good roll.
yeah, zombie. That javelin really woke him up. All right, so Artemis, you see as Sabelin tosses a javelin into this what you thought was a corpse, then it suddenly sits up and roars at you. What do you do?
Let's see here. Let me double check the range on the hex real quick. I think it's within range.
90 or 120?
Yeah, it's like crazy. 90. Okay. Yep. Okay, I'm good. Okay, right. So, good old move. I'll go ahead and cast Hex on it, and Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Okay. So, where are you? There you are. 19.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Alright, light him up.
13 force and 5 necrotic.
Jeez.
Damn. That's 18 damage.
Is it resistant to necrotic? Being a zombie,
You.
I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, you can't tell. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like the damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really tell. You can't really tell.
Okay.
The zombie still looks like it's a corpse, you know, so it looks shitty. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
it doesn't look any shittier than it did.
Is it rot? Can anybody tell if it's rotten? I can't tell from back here. I mean rotting more. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna yeah, I'll say where I am.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So, the zombie just stands up, lets out a big roar, picks up next to it. There was a morning star, this large morning star, and just picks it up and comes swinging, running towards Sabelin and Palouse, and runs up and makes a hefty swing at Sabelin.
Ooh. Oh wow.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Well, let's see.
that was 2 8s. That was the max damage.
Yeah, that's max damage there.
Yeah.
Oof. It's a 24, 20 damage.
That brings me
Holy
to 0.
Seriously?
I am unconscious.
No.
Unconscious.
So Sabelin, just with one hefty Morningstar hit, is knocked down.
Where's our battle
and
music?
dead. Yeah, I'm sorry, I still got the creepy item music. Let me go.
If no battle music's not on, it's not a fight, right?
Yeah, we need the battle.
Is it canon?
I'm sorry, we weren't in the zone yet.
We are now.
So Sabelin drops.
Yikes.
No!
Sabelin!
Ogre lets out another roar. John.
I'm gonna take a couple steps over here and try and hide out of his sight for a second.
Okay.
Bonus action, so that I can take a shot at him.
Yep.
24.
Oh!
Yeah, 24 will hit.
11 damage.
All right. 11 damage. Yeah, you guys are taking chunks out of it, but he still looks like he's going strong.
All
So
right.
Sabelin, death saving throw.
Holy shit!
Oh, shit.
So that's a fail, isn't it?
That's a fail, yeah.
Oh boy.
Mark that down as one fail.
Yup.
Oh boy.
Palouse.
I rage.
Yep.
I'm gonna get around. Should I move? Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Yeah, right here. Perfect. And then I'm going to slash at it with my great axe. I'm gonna do it recklessly because why not? Screw it. I'm gonna die.
No.
24.
All right. That'll hit.
11.
Right. Another 11. Nice. All right. So yeah, you take another nice chunk, and actually now it's starting to kind of stagger a little bit, and with these big hits it's been being dealt, starting to look a little rough.
Already.
All right, Allendor.
Is it humanoid? No, it's undead, right?
It's undead.
Different.
Yeah.
Are you there, Allendor? Yeah,
I shot it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was
7.
I wasn't looking. Yep, that hits. That hits. Another 7. All right. It's still kicking, but you shoot it, and the arrow kind of sticks out. It gets kind of knocked a little bit, but doesn't seem to falter too much at that hit. All right, Agony.
I'll cast my healing word on Sablin. Say, you will not die today by the undead. So I'll heal him and firebolt it.
All right, nice. That hits, and yeah, Sablin, you heal 4 hit points. So that's another 12 damage.
No, it's just
Or
6.
6 damage.
Oh,
She
yeah,
didn't
I'm
crit.
sorry. Yeah.
It was
Thank
close
you.
though.
Thank you.
We're not cheaters here.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, that does some hefty damage. Again, you're just kind of chunking away. The firebolt hits on his shoulder and just kind of singes, and you smell rotting, burnt flesh.
Ugh. Disgusting.
All right.
It's
Anything
still
else?
edible.
For you, true.
Anything else, Agony?
No.
All right. Then that's the end of round 1. Artemis, the zombie, just took down Sablin with one blow, but your team has been, everybody I think hit it, so it's
Right.
been taking some chunks.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I'm just gonna do Eldritch Blast. The only other thing. Yeah, I don't want to rush up and try and provoke this thing. So shoot it. 14.
14 hits.
Cool. For 4 force, 4 necrotic.
Okay. So that's 8 damage. All right. So it takes another.
Yeah, then I'll probably just run over here. Hang on. A ruler tool. Stupid ruler. Yeah, I'll run over here and like wave my arms like a jackass, trying to like over here. Well, or not. Over here. Allendor's over here. Sorry, pal.
So it looks over at you and just kind of gives you a growl,
No, hold on. No.
and then turns back and
Oh, thank
swings
God.
it loose. Takes a nice big swing.
Yeah, that's
Oof.
All right.
Ooh.
it hits,
So-
but it's
So
Half.
it hits, so it does 8 damage. 8 bludgeoning.
okay.
As he swings his Morning Star and just kind of knocks you in the back as he swings like from above you. And that's the ogre's turn. John, back to you.
Good. Pop up from behind the bush I'm hiding behind, run down here, jump into another bush, try and hide and shoot again.
All right. Yeah.
11 damage on 24.
All right. 11 damage. Yep, that hits, no doubt.
You see him
All
running
right.
behind the field, running into the bush, and shooting there. And at the gang. Back to you, John.
So the bow.
Please say that in the Russian voice.
The arrow kind of hits him in the neck and cuts a big wound. And where you would usually see blood spurt, it just remains dry, but nothing. But now
That's
he's
only slightly disconcerting.
He kind of falls to one knee and gives out a loud, almost desperate sounding roar.
Oh no.
Cap Sablin.
All right, Sablin.
Alright, I cough up some blood as I start to stand back up. I turn around and go, "Thank you, Agony." And I just take a wild slash at the undead ogre.
Ooh!
What
Holy
the
shit.
hell?
Dude,
Is
just
that like
throw
your
it out
third
there.
crit?
Just throw out a divine smite into it. Kill this thing in one shot.
Don't have any spell slots left.
Around! Never
So,
gonna keep you
I
down!
would love to, but I don't have any spell slots left.
11.
So that with that blow, you just kind of cut the longsword across his chest, and the zombie falls down to the ground.
It's dead?
Jeez.
That's it?
And
Eric.
The wrecking machine.
That was the effect of focused fire.
but suddenly he kind of squirms a little bit, and what seemed like a dead, unmoving corpse again has stood back up with new life.
Yeah, here comes the fun part.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
So Palouse, it's your
I couldn't beat it.
Okay. So is it on the ground still, technically? Do I have advantage? Or has it gotten up?
I'll say it's on the ground because it was stable and knocked it down dead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to attack it. 10.
That's gonna hit.
Oh!
Oh,
7.
Zombies are pretty easy to hit. All right, so with 7 again, the zombie drops down to the ground and stays down, dead.
Yeah, I cut off its head.
Unmoving. You kind of wait for a moment, and it seems like it's not going to move anymore.
Palouse, check for pulse.
Okay. I rip open its chest and violently tear it apart until I can find the heart, and I take it out. And then I put the heart to my ear and listen for a pulse.
You hear no pulse.
No pulse!
Good job.
Just waving the heart, blood everywhere.
Watch where you throw that.
Oh. All right.
Mind if I called it a night here?
Yeah, I was about to actually say that.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you defeat the zombie, you stand in the ravine, a cave ahead of you. The ogre defeated before you. That's where we'll end the session tonight.
Woo!
ready.
So next week we will we'll play again on Tuesday, and then after that we're gonna go back to every other week. So the week after next we won't have a game, but next week we'll have another game, and you guys can go into this cave if you so choose.
Yep. Probably will.
Oh,
Knowing us.
we could go back to Red Lodge.
Yeah, I think we might be going back to Red Larch to get the things we would need to go into the cave.
to get the other half of Sable.
Yeah, get my other half. Yeah. Oh, I'm down to 4.
Hey, I'll volunteer in advance to do the recap. I kept notes today, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, good to know. That was Patrick, right?
Yes.
Correct.
I'm still
Awesome,
kind of
thank you.
getting the voices to the names. Cool. I'm gonna write that down.
Sweet.
Yeah, everyone, good evening and good game.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you guys
Yeah.
next week. Thanks.
Yep.
Amen.
Catch
Thanks for
later.
playing, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Later.
Good night, guys. Later.